time to play some Phoenix Wright as I wait for the sun to go. The sun, waiting for the sun to go down. But it's way too early to be messing up already. I just started. Body, brain, tongue. I feel bad too because I didn't get to a really good stopping point last time we played. I stopped in the middle of the investigation because I had to go, and I was planning on streaming again after, and I never got to, so I'm a bit behind. Alright, so let me get my stuff up. I also want to make sure my mic's working and all that jazz. So, un momento, por favor. Give me a second. Let's load. God, YouTube, come on. YouTube! Oh my god, YouTube. I don't know what it's doing. It's trying to load. Well, I see somebody's watching, so if whoever's watching could let me know if you can hear me and everything. So by the time I get in there, I can check. That would be muy bueno. Alright, let's try this again, YouTube. S'il vous plaît, let me go see my stream. I don't ask for much. I'm a simple man with simple tastes and simple needs. One of the needs is for me to see my goddamn stream. Oh my god, no. Why? What? YouTube, why? Alright, hang on, guys. It's okay with loading everything but my streams. I can't see chat yet. Wait. Sorry, Emma, you're gonna have to give me just a second. I have no idea what YouTube is doing other than not loading. Okay. Let me reload this real quick. Oh my god. I've never had this much trouble trying to load my damn stream on my laptop. I know my laptop ain't great, but it's just a simple page you must load, boy. Come on. Do it for me. Do it for the Vine. I'm about to just pull up on my phone while I wait for my laptop to catch up. This is ridiculous. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, I can see it. Okay, lost one. Piranha Plant fan. Hooray, everyone's here. And Maya's best waifu. You right. Maya ain't here though, but when Maya come back. And thank you, lost one. You can hear me. Sweet. And I can see the chat. Finally. Oh boy. Well, welcome back everyone to Phoenix Wright. What were we doing then? Now's a good time to ask Emma. Well, where should we begin since we stopped in the middle of our investigation? Well, isn't it obvious? We should begin with that, that thing. This is good. This is a good start. The mystery of the victim, I guess. How could one man, Detective Goodman, be killed in two places simultaneously? Oh, well, you see, we should go to the police department. The evidence room, was it? I'm not being very useful here, am I? No, you're being very helpful. Yeah, let's go. By the way, for the sun to go down, and then I can stream some other stuff, but... Maya said, I said Maya's not here. She's up training in the mountains. She ain't there. Night Slasher, hello! So look at this. The boys are assembling. This is good. This is good. I need my boys to help me solve crimes. With the crime solving boys. Wait, we were in here already. We already looked in here. There was nothing else here. Oh lord. Oh no. I stopped an investigation and now I'm be stuck. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Guard station. Department entrance. Criminal affairs. Nope. Uh, Detention center. Nope. Parking lot. Nobody's telling me nothing. High prosecutor's office. Ah, there we go. We did it. We found it. Right, can you remember here? She would. She would. Oh my god, it's Bellboy from the, that one case. Ah, guest. My apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. You were at the Gatewater Hotel. Is Edgeworth here? There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand. A scowl on his face. Right. He has the hotel bring him tea service? Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry? Oh, that's right. He was getting his ass chewed out. I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Ah, yes. He brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near here. Yay, we get to go see the big gay chef. I love that man. I think he was trying to console me somehow. The real info is on the other side, Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him. So, how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed the evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again? I've heard them say that so many times, ever since that case 2 years ago. Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney, however. Something happened. They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes, any further investigations of this case will be directed by the Chief of Police Gant. Ah, great. Oh my god. You're playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate watching the stream? Hell yeah! Man, we need to get Frank codes going at some point, and I would totally smash with you guys. Because Super Smash Brothers is one of my favorite games of all time. I'm a NES main. Yeah. I actually main, like, a lot of characters, but NES is my #1 boy. Because Earthbound, come on, one of the greatest Super Nintendo games of all time. I could do nothing but wait for his results. I see. And that's why I want Phoenix and Smash. I think we talked about this already. We talked about his moveset and everything. Why, I ask you? Why, I ask you? Why? All along, I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still... Wow, I've never seen him this out of sorts. Maybe I can cheer him up with some evidence. Look at this jar. Oh, God. Right, please. I'm the prosecutor in this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea. I'll pass on the tea. Just tell me about the case. Mr. Wright, Mr. Edgeworth just told you no in a very polite manner. Whose side are you on anyway? Don't you nestmate me. I'll nestmate whoever I want. Don't have online membership? Oh, so don't get your butt up in the air like Chun-Li last night. Oh, snap. Fine. It's okay. Oh yeah, we had to ask people about their ID card records. Oh yeah, why was he in there? Oh, right. I'd better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage? Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go. By Chief Gant, no less. The Chief of Police? He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up a half a year ago. He told me that he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was filed already. Chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can I ask you what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. Now I'm curious about this other case. I'd better make note of it. Screwdriver. Evidence from a past case of Edgeworth. Brought back from his office by Gant's request. Stubborn as always. I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. Can I ask you about it anyways? Wait, do I not? There it is. Oh god. Nope, that was a mistake. Oh, he angry. Oh, he mad. Alright. Oh, I don't know what else I could possibly ask him about. How about this? No. Okay, you don't want to talk about that? Wait, now that I showed him that, can I talk to him about it? No. Okay. Okay, alright. Hang on. I'm gonna use the big brain detective skills here. Nope, not that. Ridley against Samus? Nice. See, I play Samus, and my brother plays Ridley, so we have some good-ass battles. I've been a Samus player since 64. Yo. Back in the day. I don't know if there's anything else I can show. Can I show him this? Oh, God, okay. Can I examine any... Ooh, can I examine... It's the same stuff about Gumshoe always polishing that desk. Okay, I guess we can, just skedaddle. Oh, she's not here. Okay. You're still here. Poor Meekins. He didn't do nothing. He's just trying to do his damn job. Let's see. Like, everyone fucking bailed. Can I... Nope. Okay, maybe I do have to show Edgeworth something. We're trying to get the idea cards. And we did that. And then we stopped by here. I took a piss. We went back to the police department. How to get to Edgeworth's office? Yeah, I go all the way through here. Okay. Well, you won't talk to me about that. Then how about the evidence lockers? Nope. I'm not talking about that. We take some green tea though. In real life, you don't normally. I don't actually like that. I like normal tea. Oh, nice. You're a tea drinker. That's fancy. Pinky up and all that. I do not drink tea. I like me coffee. Luminol? No. Stabby stabs? No. Oh shit, wait a second. Oh my god. Oh my god, he was saying new stuff. How do I go back? I can't go back. I'm sorry, guys. He must be talking about his father's murder in that one case. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. Sorry, I just missed everything. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant. That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too then. He was a top officer, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is, why was Deputy Chief of Police on the investigation? In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I were to let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't... Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister? What? If you were still studying forensic science? Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminol testing fluid. Well then, you might have use for this. Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints? Oh boy, more toys. It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know. I have no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really... No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Oh boy, now we can go dust for fingerprints. Gotta go. Okay, lost one. See you later. Hope to see you soon. Again. And is she my partner or is she your friend? Wait, are you talking about Emma? Because if it's Emma, she's my partner for this case. Because Maya's not here, so she's the replacement for this game at least, or for this case. Get to fight Roy's our boy? Yeah, boy. Alright, I just remember a suspicious handprint somewhere. Yeah, in the evidence locker. Let's go! Let's just scoot over to the evidence room. Scoots, and skeets. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Here, in this blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Oh yeah, baby. I'm gonna dust the shit out of this. Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose a finger that will have left behind the clearest print. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating and choose a finger. Probably the thumb. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. This was really cool because on the DS, when you tap the screen to put the dust on it, and you actually blew into the microphone to blow the dust away. I'm guessing we can't do that on here. I can't blow on my PS4. I mean, I could, but I'll just look like an idiot. Looks like that did the trick. The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. Huh? How do I do that on console? With the triangle button. Exciting, I know. Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake, see? Wow, that looks like fun. It might take some getting used to, though. It was way cool in the DS. Sitting there in public, blowing your DS, making yourself look like an idiot. But I was solving cases. I had to do it, damn it. And blow. Looks like we could use some more over here. And some over there. Yeah! Ha! You did it! You found one! But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. What does it mean? I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck? The person who left his handprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here! Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigation. Sometimes it just be like that. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints? Looking at the locker door again closely. It seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints outside the blood. You mean this thing right here? I barely saw that. Shit. Dust. It be that somnum powder from the Plague Tale. Remember, kids, don't do cocaine. Oh shit. Put some up here. Yeah. Okay, some. Yeah. Come on. Let me science. Yeah. Yay! A print so clear, it's dazzling. Dazzling? Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away. So, we're not done yet? This is quite a process. Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? I guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth, and point out the person you think who left the prints. Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was? I could make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So, whose fingerprint would most likely be on this evidence locker? It would be Gumshoe, right? Because this was Gumshoe's locker, I think. I think so. Let's compare! Yep, it's Gumshoe's. Match found! Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look. Well, I guess this is probably because I was thinking, so what? Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out! There was? Oh, wasn't it like... Wasn't it somewhere over here? This is where you got the luminal fluid reaction, right? Right! There was a handprint here! Aha! I nailed it first try! Yeah, let's go! Let's go check for prints! Yeah, let's do it! Come on, yeah! The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using chemical means. Any prints in the area would have been wiped away too. Oh, right. So that means no prints? Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me! Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. I don't think there's no point in this. I don't remember where the other ones was. Wasn't someone here? No. No. I don't think there's anywhere else to check in here. Fuck it, I'm gonna try it anyways. What the fuck? Am I not seeing something here? I need to adjust the colors on my TV, methinks. Unless it just means this is where the fingerprint was, so maybe I did it right? I gave it my best shot. That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it? But it doesn't look like we'll get a clear result from this print. Okay, let's try a different finger then. Okay, let's use one of the obvious... No, we can't use the obvious ones. So this would be where like the index finger was? Maybe that one will work? Gotta spread that cocaine to solve the murder. Oh shit, there is a print here. Ooh. Oh. Yes! Alright, let's see who this matches. What? This looks an awful like... What? Is it Marshall's? Nani? Hey, these fingerprints, whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Huh? Officer Jake Marshall? What the fuck? The print had been wiped. Why was it here? That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma, this is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's print. The luminol reaction. The blood and the fingerprints are in the same place. Oh. So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped blood stain. Blood. Booger sugar. Yes, the booger sugar. Thank you. I couldn't remember what I called it. See, you got me. Yeah, I'm glad you got my back. But why would Officer Marshall... It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you would call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. Oh, boy. Sweet. That means we're going to trial. We all know that's the good shit. What could this mean? Marshall was... But he don't... I don't know. We'll find out. So, what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana! Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So how'd it go? what did you miss? Case-wise? So far, the night of the murder... I don't know if you saw the beginning of this case. If you did, but real quick, I guess case summary. So this detective was murdered and found in Edgeworth's trunk in the prosecutor's office parking garage. But then they found out that he was also somehow murdered at the police station, but he was also murdered at the prosecutor's office at the same time. So 2 different murders at the exact same time. The victim's the same, but the suspects are different. So nobody knows what the hell's going on, and they're trying to figure out who had done it. It says Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't see capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Lana, don't tell me you... Much to my regret. I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Miss Skye. We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall? We have to play the cards we're dealt with, isn't that right, Miss Skye? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. Ugh, you don't have to say it like that. Jeez. Booger sugar! Ah, yeah. Smack! Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. Oh, but that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Wow, this is one messed up trial. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In doing so, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. Now that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait? Schmack! Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect? Oh, you mean the so-called murderer? Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. Oh, is that... I mean, they would call Meekins. Oh, it's Meekins. Oh, it's that boy. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir! I'm Officer Mike Meekins, sir! My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir! So you're telling us that you're a professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir! I'm the one who did it! I'll never kill anyone again, sir! You've gotta believe me, sir! Actually, what we'd like to hear from you, sir! I'm telling you, I'm what you would call part of the younger generation, sir! A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend! Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Help me, sir! Officer Meekins. Yes, sir! Give us a report of the crime. Consider that an order. Yes, sir! As you wish! After all, I am part of a generation that must be told what to do, sir! You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm. God. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life, and then I did it! After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you? Do unto others before they do unto you! That's the Meekins family motto, sir. I see. Then you fainted, and a colleague helped you regain consciousness. Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. What I need here is more information to work with. That means it's time to press. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir! I am in charge of hiring new recruits, sir! Yikes, now there's a scary thought. Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. The Blue Badger? Yes, sir, the lovely police mascot created by the Chief of Detectives, sir. I was to ensure that it wasn't broken during the transferal process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. I see. Sounds like a very important mission. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I right? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. So then your ID number should be listed on here, right? There it is! I found it! This is the one right here! Oh, could you please read your number? Yes, sir! It's 498-95696. That's my number, sir. I see. Huh? But the number 498-9596 is shown as being used twice. Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. And the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down. I see. So it was during that second time when... Yes, sir! That's when I spotted the man on the security screen. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. So you were attacked? Can you tell us what exactly happened to you? It was a knife, sir! A knife! Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you? What happened then? Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was. You weren't exactly the kind of person someone will want to run into. That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand. Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hands wouldn't be... When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. And I fought for my life. Then I did it. What exactly do you mean when you say you did it? I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him. You took his knife? I spun around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. I see. Oh, he must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood, and then the next thing I knew... Yes? He punched me right in my face, sir! After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. About what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious. According to the report from the officer that woke up from the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying tears of pain. That's nice. It's nice that you recovered, that is. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Your mission? Yes, sir, the Blue Badger, sir. I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand. Well, we can all rest easy now. Schmack! I believe that now we have a fairly accurate picture. What happened? Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins? Well, with regards to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Gant delivered it to me just this morning. The chief delivered it? What is that? Is that a videotape? Yes, sir! That's absolutely right, sir! A videotape, sir! It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room! Objection! What? But I specifically asked if there was any tape, and I was told that it had been mistakenly erased. Oh, that's quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Schmack! Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using the word murder, sir. It scares me. A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? Oh boy, boys. Let's see what happened. Get some of that DS action. We get some animation now. There's Goodman. There's Meekins. Meekins confronts him. He slashes Meekins. Meekins fights back. I give it to him. Meekins, at least, he fought back. He looked like a pussy, but he fight. Oh, and then he got KO'd. But where's Goodman? Something's fucky here. Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings shared within us? What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood? Oh, sir, that's the pride and joy of the entire Criminal Affairs Department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir. Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Security video added to the court record. KO indeed. He got stalked, son. Oh, yes, well, anyway, this tape seems to provide, to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone in the evidence room, and some sort of, activity did take place. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness testimony will suffice. Is that alright with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir! As you wish, sir! Witness testimony, the mystery man. Well, his face can't clearly be seen in the video, but there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do so. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir, so it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have had to have been Detective Goodman. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions, and that's where I have to start. What in the tarnation? Gotta take your meds to be okay. His face can't be clearly seen in the video. Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the man who attacked you with the knife? Yes, sir, if you must label people as having seen or not seen the man's face, I believe I would be classified as the latter. The latter? But you were standing right in front of him, were you not? More to the point, you are the person who fought him, aren't you? Oh, yes, sir, but I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at people when talking to them, you see. Yeah, that's a good trait for a police officer. Still, I'm sure it was him. I bet my badge on it. But there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman. But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must label people as having seen or not seen it. Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it. Why is everyone looking at me? If I had to label your stares as disturbing, or... Meekins! Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you testify. Yes, sir! You claim that the man who brandished a knife at you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you were positive it was him. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do so. About these lockers, is there no other way to open them? No, sir. I have myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir. I wonder what kind of methods he's tried. If the man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to. Exactly my point, sir, and this too. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. How do you know that information? I've heard rumors, sir, from people in the know, sir. People in the know? The workers in the department cafeteria, sir. They keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir. For the record, the open locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source. So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. However, the most important detail is not shown in this video. The man's face. So, sir! If I may say something, sir. Please do. After all, you are the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand who tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir. Yeah, you do have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it. Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again. Is there a problem with the security video? I'm not sure. I never actually looked at this. A name and ID number are written here. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, 584-2189. I wonder why they only use numbers for IDs. What else would they use? Letters? Silly. They're the reason we have a written language in the first place. True. Sergeant Bruce Goodman. ID Yababdab. See? Wouldn't that be better? Yabadab? Well, it does have a certain ring to it. Exactly my point! It doesn't take much to amuse her. Is there a problem with the security video? Dancing in the evidence room at the time of the murder. Meekins and Goodman, both in there at the same time. Welcome back, Piranha Plant. Welcome back. That could be it. There's no blood. Like, there's supposed to be blood, but you can see no blood. Only the assigned detective's prints can unlock it. Indicator lamps lights up when it's open. Oh, we can actually watch the video again. So it's lit. Wait, his locker's lit up. Wait a second, his locker's lit up. Indicator lamp lights up when it's open. The locker was open already. slam that desk! Regarding the video contained on this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange. Strange? This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction? Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edwards. I propose that we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video. He would want me to point it out. Very well, proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of. I have to point it out a problem in the video? This is the first time I've ever had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play too many times. I can't stand watching this video. How did this guy ever become a police officer? Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where's your contradiction? Fast forward, and pause. And present right there. The thing that's strange about the video has got to be this. Officer Meekins? Sir, do you mean sir? As I understand, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprints. If it's a match, the light turns on and the lock is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. Yeah, we gotta see this video a whole lot in this case. It's already lit up. That's impossible. Dun 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 dun. God damn, why you show me this? I already pointed out contradiction. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind a little earlier. Oh my god. Sometimes this case. Well, they really want to make sure that you guys fucking see that. Here, notice the light? What's this? It's already lit? This shit is lit, sir. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle! Smack, smack, smack! Order, order! What is the meaning of this? It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. The locker's locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know. It must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert on this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction. Well, it just goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Me, Your Honor? Yeah, why wasn't the locker locked? Me, Your Honor? Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the system sensor? Something jam the sensor? Say, there's something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, I thought so too. There's gotta be another clue somewhere in the footage. Very well, let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked. Oh, I didn't get to read that. Oh no. Oh no. Rewind. Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Oh god, sit back and grab a coffee, fam. We're gonna be here for a minute. What's this? Some big white fell out of the locker. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. I often fall out and roll great distances when I open my car door and... We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? Oh man, see, we gonna see it. We gonna see it a lot. We gonna see it a lot. This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Excuse me. I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out my patrol vehicle, sir. And instead of the door closing, my tie chokes me. But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator. Yeah, an insulator, but at the crime scene, there just might have been something that fits the description. But sir, by insulator, you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out. Very well, will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck in the locker door? Well, it was this, glove right here. I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker. It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker, but that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins? Sir! It would appear so, sir! Smack, smack, smack! Order, order, order! So are we to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman? Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility, and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Sir! Me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course. Is this a joke? Schmack! Well, very well. Begin your testimony. Mystery Man, Part 2. There's one other thing that proves that the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When the ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. An ID card record, I see. I have the ID record right here, Your Honor. The ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim. Just before the crime, Well, yeah, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing that struck me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now, let us move on to the cross-examination. Roy Beaton, good job. Good job, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, I knew you could do it. On to DDD, kick his ass. I love King DDD, he gon' clobber that damn there Kirby. There's one other thing that proves this man was Detective Goodman, sir. So, unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you? Yes, sir! Solid as stone, sir! If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages, I'd even give the V for victory sign, sir! Couldn't he just use his right hand for that? Let's hear him out fully. As we have seen, one never knows what he might say until the very last second. Really versus DDD. It's the battle of the chunks. To enter the evidence room, one must use ID card. Is that card hanging from your neck one of those ID cards? Yes, sir! This card right here in my cuff, sir! I keep it here so I won't ever forget it! But what if someone were to steal it from you? Keeping it out in the open like that? Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of my car? Well, the remaining time, it's my ID card that gets stuck. Instead of the door closing, my ID card chokes me. Maybe I should just leave this one alone. At any rate, each police officer only has 1 ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Please proceed with your testimony. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. Well, let it be noted that this is the record that the witness is referring to. Let me see. Yes. That would be it. Detective Goodman. What's the matter? According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here. So it is your honor. Not that prosecutor again. Hey, maybe he's behind all this. Being a prosecutor, he could hide the evidence. Mommy, is that man in blue a murderer? Shh, don't stare at him. You've got the wrong color, kid. Smack. It would seem the inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. For now, let's continue with the cross-examination. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. It must be so difficult to be him. For him. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you. Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID card, sir. Didn't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't have been any reason to draw a knife. Maybe he just panicked? Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out. Mr. Wright, what do you think? I'm confused. What? The problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this. You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show him what we got. Battle of the chunks. Objection, really is thin and not thick. DDD is, so it's a battle of the fatness. You got me! You right. Really is a thin boy. Yeah, you're right. Let's see. Okay, so... I'm still missing whoever the last one was, but... What am I missing then? Like... To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his ID card. Like, I'm not seeing any contradictions here. Tyrell, hello! Good to see you, fam. Good to see you. Like... I don't think it's the time where I bring this out though, but... One thing we haven't used is this. Zero, 5, 9, 5, 8. Whoa, his ID was wrong. I don't think that's what I would present here, though. Oh my god, it's working? Wait, one moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not good at waiting, sir! I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. Or that makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I meant the other crime scene, the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. Our lost item report? It's only half completed. But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Oh, he probably lost his ID card. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess, you believe that this something to be his ID card, correct? I can't say for sure, but there's a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Smack! Order! Order! So now, what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Smack! 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 Order! 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 Does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo? Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. That is, well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't gonna end well. Well, well, it seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Or explain yourself, Mr. Redworth! The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot, at the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used her murder weapon. Oh no! That's not what I wanted to do! I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. Schmack! The activity in the evidence room sure leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something, or else Lana... What do I do? How am I supposed to get out of this mess? Objection! One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. Carol versus DD. Nice. And okay. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses would be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright, do you mean... Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness. Or who do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testified, what is his or her name? Bam. Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? I can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Would the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you've figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out. Lana, you're the one who knows everything. Emma? You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. God damn it. Guess I am. I'll come back later. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You've got a lot of noise, pal, making the detective run around all around while on duty. On top of it, you call me here. I've seen happier peoples at funerals. Sorry, Detective. You better be, pal. Hey! I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky. That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked? You mean this, right? My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? Oh, never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me some of the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy! The SL9 incident? But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case. Miss Sky was a witness? Files for the Joe Dark killings, solved 2 years ago. And take it from me, you don't want anything to do with that serial murders. Oh, what? Now that I've brought you this stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma? But why? Why is your name in here? What? My name's in here? I don't know, unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, this SL9 incident is at... That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as... The Joe Dark killings. The Joe Dark? No, no, Lana. That's over with. No! Emma, wait! She ran away. You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Jake Marshall, Angel Star, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth? Not to mention Lana and Emma? Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago? This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you, you might just be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I'd better take a good look at this file. To be continue. Is that a Nintendo Switch? And Smash Ultimate? I mean Snake! Snake is a guy who can get stuff done, just like me. Espionage and super spy stuff. Metal Gear! Alright, so this is, now that the sun's gone down, this is a good place for me to stop the Phoenix Wright stream, but I'm gonna start another stream here in just a minute. Haven't decided on what, but I will be back here in just a few. So thank you guys for hanging out with me in Phoenix Wright, and I'll be back in a few minutes with my next stream.